Well, that's something we haven't seen in New York City in almost 24 hours. The empty streets of New York left only with the New York City police. And anybody who spent any time in New York knows if you were looking for if you'd seen a lot of uniformed police around in the last 24 hours in this enormous security operation, you probably missed a vast number of New York City policemen and women who were in plain clothes as well. But there it is. There's the residue, and it's somewhat reminiscent, surely, of what has happened in towns and cities all across the country. Rather, all around the world, not across the country at all. But here it looks like snow, and in all sorts of other cities around the world, they have sensible people gone to bed. It's already 6:30, almost 7 o'clock in New Zealand. Tomorrow, 4:30, almost 5 o'clock in Sydney, Australia. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning in Tokyo. But there are celebrations to come in New Orleans and Chicago, which are our next midnights, and so we're going to go first to New Orleans and Steve Osunsami. Steve?
Well, Peter, we're right now in Jackson Square, which is just about a block away from the Mississippi River, which means so much to this town. And although a large part of the country has already marked the beginning of the special new year, there is no sense here that the celebration that is about to really kick off in 5 minutes is anticlimactic. The smell of cigars is in the air. There are at least 1,000 or so people in this one area alone. And for further proof, take a look at the stage. There's plenty of music going on, and it's very colorful, and people here are anxious to celebrate the new year. There's also going to be a ball drop here in Jack's Brewery, which is just across the street from where we're standing now, so New Orleans will be able to celebrate their own ball drop, much like people in Times Square, but of course, not quite as many people.
Yeah, but the celebration looks very New Orleans, right?
Definitely very New Orleans. This is actually one of the many groups that march in the Mardi Gras parade. You'll see lots of beads being tossed around because that's a very big tradition here. Also, people are drinking and drinking and drinking because that is part of the culture here. And once this celebration is over, everyone is going to make a beeline towards Bourbon Street, and there the party will continue until dawn.
That's great. Can we listen to the stage for just a moment? One of the oldest histories of the United States, New Orleans.
And so you know, Peter, tomorrow morning, for all of the thousands of people who are out partying tonight, the folks who give us Tabasco are going to produce a 1,000-gallon Bloody Mary to help these people work with their hangovers.
I don't know why you'd ever think New Orleans was an anticlimax to anything, Steve.
Definitely not. People here are as happy as ever to welcome the new year, especially this new year. And I think that was illustrated today by all the different processions through the streets, all the people who have come into the French Quarter just to mark this special occasion.
Thanks very much, Steve Osunsami. We'll come back to New Orleans. As we've celebrated the world today, we have all been very conscious of the fact that so many of the people from elsewhere in the world are represented in the great Midwestern city of Chicago. And there, once again, we find Carol Simpson. Carol?
I'm very envious of Steve Osunsami down in New Orleans, where it looked rather warm. I am in the Windy City, in Grant Park, in downtown Chicago. Beautiful skyline. I'm feeling the power. Let me show you something. Just watch what will happen. All you have to do is wave your hand and the crowd goes wild. I'd say there are several thousand people down here at Buckingham Fountain, one of Chicago's great landmarks, right on the lakefront. But this is only one place where fireworks are going to be set off. There are 6 locations throughout the city. As Mayor Daley emphasizes, that this is a town of neighborhoods. So instead of people gathering at one place like Times Square, they are all over the city where they will be enjoying it. And today we've been talking about how diverse the city is, and if you look at the crowd, you see the diversity of Chicago. There are Asians, there are Poles, there are Jews, there are African Americans, there are very happy ones that this is finally their time. They've been watching all day, other cities celebrating, and we are waiting. There is going to be a countdown on the big building, the second or third, we're still not sure whether it's the second or third tallest building in Chicago. Used to be the Standard Oil building and called Big Stan. Then it was the Amoco building, but as of today, it is now an insurance building called Aon. And there are laser lights that are shining across there, and we will be getting a countdown there shortly. Peter?
Well, Cal, we're going to stay with you right through midnight because Chicago doesn't take a backseat to anybody anywhere else in the world with absolute and complete justification. Never understood why they called it the second city. So we'll stay with you. We're at 51 minutes, seconds, and counting down to Chicago's midnight and throughout the Midwest. So we'll stay
Peter,
with you, Carol. It's yours.
Okay. I'd like to also tell you that we just left McCormick Place, where the 2x2 celebration is. International people from all over the world, and they are out on the deck of McCormick Place to watch these fireworks.
Carol's making reference to the fact that the city of Chicago invited people from all over the world to come to Chicago and celebrate with them. Two people
Here
from
comes
a
the
whole
count,
variety
Peter.
of nations. It's yours.
On the building, 9. 10, 9, 8. Yay! Happy New Year, Peter from Chicago.
Happy New Year to you, Carol. Thank you, Chicago, and Happy New Year's to all of you out there. Let's go now to join briefly the celebration in Mexico City.
Con jazmines y flores este día voy a adornar. Hoy por ser nuevo milenio te venimos a cantar.
New Orleans celebration of midnight is well underway.